If you've spent any time at all browsing financial forums or watching investment videos, you've heard the holy grail of investing advice. Total return is the only thing that matters. The academics and the spreadsheet gurus will tell you that a dollar is a dollar, whether it comes from a stock's price going up or a dividend check hitting your account. They'll tell you that you should be indifferent to dividends because you can just sell a few shares of an index fund like VOO whenever you need cash. But here's the hard truth that those gurus often forget. If you are over the age of 50, that advice isn't just incomplete. It's actually dangerous. It's a theory built for a 30-year-old with 3 decades of paychecks ahead of them, not for someone standing on the doorstep of retirement. For the investor over 50, the total return argument often fails because it ignores the 2 most powerful forces in finance, the physics of decumulation and the reality of human behavior. Today, we're going to look at why the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, or VOO, and the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, known as SCHD, are not just different funds, they are tools for 2 completely different stages of life. We're going to look at why the math changes the moment you stop adding money to your accounts and start taking it out. Most importantly, we're going to do a deep dive stress test into the year 2022, a year that proved once and for all why relying on selling shares for income can be a recipe for a retirement disaster. The regime change, accumulation versus decumulation. To understand why the total return crowd is wrong for retirees, we have to talk about what I call the regime change. In your 20s, 30s, and even your 40s, you are in the accumulation phase. During this time, volatility is actually your best friend. When the market crashes and VOO drops 20%, you don't panic, you celebrate. Why? Because you're still working. Your 401k contribution next Tuesday is going to buy 20% more shares than it did last month. You are a net buyer of stocks. In this phase, the price of the stock doesn't really matter, only how many shares you can stack up for the long haul. But the day you retire or the day you get within striking distance of it, the financial physics of your life flip upside down. You enter the decumulation phase. You are no longer a buyer, you are a seller. You are no longer adding fuel to the tank, you are burning it to survive. And this is where the total return argument starts to crack. In a spreadsheet, a 7% average return looks the same regardless of when the bad years happen. But in the real world, the sequence of those returns changes everything. If the market crashes right as you start withdrawing money, you are forced into a process I call dollar cost ravaging. Think of your portfolio like a fruit orchard. In your younger years, you're planting trees, but in retirement, you need the fruit to eat. If the orchard has a bad year and doesn't produce enough fruit, the total return crowd says, no problem, just chop down one of your trees and sell the wood to buy food. Do you see the problem? Every time you chop down a tree to pay for today's groceries, you have 1 less tree producing fruit for tomorrow. Eventually, if you chop down enough trees during a long winter, you won't have an orchard left when the sun finally comes back out. This is why investors over 50 are becoming obsessed with SCHD. SCHD isn't about chopping down trees. It's about building an orchard that produces so much fruit in the form of dividends that you never have to touch a single tree. The 2022 stress test, a tale of 2 portfolios. This isn't just a metaphor. Let's look at the absolute best point of our argument, the 2022 case study. The year 2022 was a perfect storm. Inflation was screaming toward 40-year highs, interest rates were spiking, and both the stock market and the bond market were in a free fall. It was the exact scenario every retiree fears. Let's imagine 2 investors, both aged 60, who retired on January 1st, 2022, each with a $1 million portfolio. Investor A followed the total return advice and put everything into VOO. Investor B preferred the income approach and put everything into SCHD. By the end of 2022, Investor A was staring at a nightmare. VOO had plummeted about 18%. If Investor A needed $40,000 to live on that year, they had to sell their VOO shares while they were on sale at a massive discount. They were cannibalizing their portfolio at the worst possible time. Not only was their account balance down because of the market, but it was down even further because they were forced to sell at the bottom. When 2023 eventually brought a recovery, Investor A had fewer shares left to participate in that recovery. Their engine had been permanently smaller. Now, look at Investor B with SCHD. In that same horrific year of 2022, while the S&P 500 was down 18%, SCHD was down only about 3.2%. It was an island of stability in a sea of red. But here's the real kicker. While Investor A was forced to sell shares to pay for gas and groceries, SCHD actually increased its dividend payout by nearly 14% in 2022. Think about that. In the middle of a massive market crash and record high inflation, the SCHD investor got a double-digit raise without having to sell a single share. They didn't have to chop down any trees, they just picked more fruit. That is the difference between total return theory and cash flow reality. For an investor over 50, that 14% dividend hike was more than just money. It was a shield against the sequence of returns risk. Sequence of returns risk, the silent killer. Sequence of returns risk is the silent killer of retirements. It's the risk that the market will have a string of bad years right at the beginning of your retirement. Most people rely on the 4% rule, which says you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio every year. But the 4% rule was based on historical averages that don't always hold up in the short term. If you retire into a 2022 style market with VOO, your safe withdrawal rate might suddenly look very unsafe. Behavioral alpha, the psychology of mailbox money. This leads us to a concept I call behavioral alpha. This is something the academics at the big universities never talk about because it can't be put into a formula. Behavioral alpha is the profit you make simply by not making a mistake. When your portfolio is down 20% and the news is shouting about a recession, the human brain goes into fight or flight mode. If you're an investor in VOO and you see your total return evaporating, it is incredibly difficult to stay the course. You start thinking, if I don't sell now, I might lose everything. This is when most people panic sell at the bottom, locking in their losses and ruining their retirement. But if you are an SCHD investor, your perspective is different. You aren't looking at the price of the ticker symbol every day. You're looking at the yield on cost. You're looking at that quarterly deposit hitting your bank account. In 2022, while the price of SCHD was wobbly, the income was growing. It's much easier to keep a cool head and stay invested when you feel like you're getting paid to wait. That mailbox money acts as a psychological anchor. It prevents panic sell. That is behavioral alpha, and for a 60-year-old, it is worth more than any theoretical growth projection. Structural risk, the concentration problem. Now, let's talk about the structure of these two funds, because this is where the risk in VOO really starts to hide. As we move through the mid-2020s, the S&P 500, which VOO tracks, has become increasingly concentrated. It is no longer a broad bet on the American economy. It is becoming a massive bet on just a handful of technology companies, often called the Magnificent Seven. When you buy VOO today, a huge portion of your money is going into companies like NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft. While these are great companies, they trade at very high valuations. They are growth stocks. If the tech sector has a lost decade like it did after the year 2000, VOO could stay flat for years. SCHD, on the other hand, uses a quality filter that is perfectly suited for the conservative investor. To get into SCHD, a company has to pass a rigorous test. It has to have a decade of consistent dividend payments. It has to show strong cash flow to total debt. It has to have a high return on equity. In plain English, SCHD only buys companies that are actually making a lot of cash and don't have too much debt. It ignores the hyped up tech stocks that don't pay dividends and focuses on the boring companies that run the world, companies in energy, consumer staples, and healthcare. For someone over 50, boring is exactly what you want. You don't need a moonshot stock that might double or might go to zero. You need old, reliable. This structural difference also creates a rebalancing engine. VOO is market cap weighted, which means as a stock gets more expensive and overvalued, VOO buys more of it. It's a momentum strategy. SCHD's methodology is the opposite. It effectively forces you to buy low and sell high. If a stock's price runs up too fast and its dividend yield drops, SCHD will trim that position and move the money into a stock that is currently on sale with a higher yield. The inflation secret weapon. And then there is the inflation secret weapon. Many investors over 50 think the safe alternative to stocks is bonds or CDs. But in an inflationary world, bonds are a trap. A bond pays you a fixed coupon. If you buy a bond that pays you $1,000 a year and inflation is 5%, that $1,000 buys less and less every single year. You are slowly getting poorer in real terms. SCHD is different. It doesn't just pay a dividend, it grows that dividend. Over the last decade, SCHD has grown its dividend at an average rate of about 10 to 12% per year. That is significantly higher than the long-term average of inflation. When you own SCHD, you don't just have a paycheck, you have a self-inflating paycheck. It's an income stream that protects your purchasing power at the grocery store and the gas station. The tax efficiency myth, the 0% bracket. I also want to touch on something that often gets used as an argument against SCHD. Taxes. The total return crowd will tell you that dividends are tax inefficient because you have to pay taxes on them every year, whereas with VOO, you only pay taxes when you sell. While that is true for a high-earning doctor in their 30s, it's often a myth for retirees. In the United States, we have something called the 0% capital gains rate. For 2024 and 2025, a married couple filing jointly can have a taxable income of up to about $96,000 and pay 0% in federal taxes on qualified dividends. If you are over 50 and retired and your main source of income is SCHD, there is a very good chance that your entire dividend paycheck is tax-free at the federal level. Suddenly, that tax drag the gurus warned you about disappears, and the income strategy becomes even more efficient than the growth strategy. So, what is the conclusion here? Am I saying VOO is a bad investment? Absolutely not. VOO is one of the greatest wealth creation tools ever invented. If you are 30 years old, you should probably own as much of it as you can. But if you have crossed that 50-year-old threshold, you have to stop playing the accumulation game and start playing the reliability game. The total return argument works in a classroom, but it often fails in a living room when the markets are crashing and you need to pay your bills. For the investor over 50, SCHD isn't just an ETF, it's a peace of mind strategy. It allows you to ignore the financial noise, stop worrying about selling at the right time, and start enjoying the life you worked 40 years to build. In the end, you have to ask yourself one question. When the next 2022 happens, and it will, do you want to be the person chopping down your trees to survive, or the person sitting on the porch watching the fruit grow? Because in the red zone of retirement, the only return that truly matters is the one that lands in your bank account on time, every time. As we always say, the goal isn't just to be rich, it's to be secure. And for those over 50, that security is found in the dividend, not the spreadsheet. Stay disciplined, keep your eyes on the income, and we'll see you in the next one.